Hello everyone. Welcome to this video tutorial on what is GPT-3. GPT-3 has been trending since its beta release came out in July 2020. It is believed to be one of the most significant models trained in the field of artificial intelligence. So in this video, you will learn what is GPT-3 and look at the various specifications of GPT-3. Then, we'll see a few language models and the number of parameters that have been used to build the models. You will understand the various datasets that were used in GPT-3, its accuracy, and finally, we'll see the various applications of GPT-3. Now, these applications have been taken from multiple videos that people have posted on Twitter, and we have given due credit to them. You can go ahead and check out the links to see the source of the videos. So let's begin by looking at what is GPT-3. GPT-3 actually stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It is a powerful third-generation language model developed by OpenAI, which is an artificial intelligence company based out of San Francisco, California. GPT-3 is in beta testing as of July 2020. It can easily understand your problems and generate human-like texts in a matter of seconds. GPT-3 is the latest example of a long line of pre-trained models like Google's BERT, Facebook's Robota, and Microsoft's Turing NLG. Pre-trained models are large networks trained on massive datasets, usually without supervision. Soon after its release, the internet was flooded with text examples generated by GPT-3. OpenAI has been working on building language models for quite some time now, and every breakthrough makes the news. GPT-3 seems to be a turning point in the field of AI. Now, let's look at the different specifications of GPT-3. GPT-3 has been created using 175 billion parameters. None of the previous language models have used such a large number of parameters. It has been trained with 45 terabytes of text data, which includes sources like Wikipedia, Google Books, and coding tutorials. 60% data for pre-training the GPT model was taken from Common Crawl. Common Crawl is an organization that crawls the web and freely provides its archives and datasets to the public. Common Crawl's web archives consists of petabytes of data collected since 2011. Amazon Web Services began hosting Common Crawl's archive through its Public Datasets program in 2012. Using all this data, GPT-3 taught itself the statistical dependencies between different words, which were encoded as parameters in its neural network. Now GPT-3 has 96 decoder layers and is built on a system with 285,000 CPU cores, 10,000 graphical processing units, and 400 Gbps network connectivity for each GPU server. GPT-3 was trained on a supercomputer that was developed by Microsoft and OpenAI collectively. On the screen, you can see the different language models and the number of parameters in billion that were used to create the model. Using pre-trained models and fine-tuning them to solve specific tasks has become a popular trend in the field of natural language processing. From the graph, you can see that Google's BERT model uses 110 million parameters, but BERT large model uses 340 million parameters. The previous GPT model, that is GPT-2, had 1.5 billion parameters. Then the T5 model has 11 billion parameters. Next, Turing NLG, which is Microsoft's language model, had 17 billion parameters. But GPT-3 stands out among all the models with 175 billion parameters. Next, let's talk about the datasets that were used to train the GPT-3 model. So, a total of 5 datasets were used in GPT-3, that is Common Crawl, WebText2, Books1, Books2, and Wikipedia. The next column shows the number of tokens that were used in billion. GPT-3 models carrying 175 billion parameters are trained with 499 billion tokens in total, out of which Common Crawl with 410 billion tokens has 60% of the training data. WebText2 with 19 billion tokens contributes 22% of the training data, and similarly you can see for Books1, Books2, and Wikipedia. So we have the respective tokens, the weight in training matrix, and epochs elapsed when training for 300 billion tokens. Moving ahead, the graph that you see on your screen shows the benefit in accuracy for various 0, 1, few-sort task as a function of the number of model parameters. The graph depicts that the accuracy of the model increases with the number of parameters. There is no need to do gradient updates or fine-tuning for using the GPT-3 model. You can just interact with the model using natural language or provide some examples of the task that you are trying to do, and the model will perform on its own. Larger models make increasingly efficient use of in-text information. In zero shot, the model predicts the answer given only a natural language description of the task. No gradient updates are performed here. In one shot, the model sees a single example of the task along with the task description. In few shot, along with the task description, the model sees a few examples of the task. Now before we move on, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from Simplilearn. Now coming to the most important part of the GPT-3 tutorial, that is, its applications. Ever since its release, users who got access to GPT-3 have displayed a wide range of utilities of the GPT-3 language model. Let's explore a few of them. First, you can create a fully functional search engine using GPT-3. Now you can search for anything randomly and it will return the exact solution along with the URL. Exciting, isn't it? Here you can see the user is randomly searching for some information. For example, who killed Mahatma Gandhi? Now you can see GPT-3 returns the result along with the URL. Similarly, you can check for how many carbon atoms are there in benzene. It gives you the result 6 carbon atoms in benzene. Similarly, how many atoms are there in benzene? And it gives you the result 6 carbon atoms and 6 hydrogen atoms. Another application of GPT-3 is that it can build a machine learning model by generating the code automatically. So the user has given the description of the dataset and the desired output he is looking for in plain English. So he wants to build a model to classify images into 5 groups. The dataset has 25,000 images and an input shape of 500 cross 500. So you can see GPT-3 understands the user input and creates a convolutional neural network model using the Keras library, and it has all the pooling layers, the ReLU layer and the activation functions as well. The next application of GPT-3 we have is creating resumes. So GPT-3 allows you to create resumes by looking at a few lines of text related to your work experience, your educational background, the projects you have worked on, your hobbies and other details. So you can see here the user is giving some information about him, such as his designation as a software engineer and the company he used to work for or is working for. He has worked on React.js from September 2018 in Los Angeles, and you can see on the left the resume will update automatically. Now you can see it here. Similarly, if the user goes ahead and updates his resume and makes some changes to it, those changes will automatically reflect in his resume. Let's wait for a while for the user to make some changes in his resume. So has changed to August 2018, present in San Francisco now. There you go. It adds that as well to the resume. Next, the GPT-3 model can help you write SQL queries given a line of text and a table in place. You can see here the user wants to find out how many users have signed up since the start of 2020. Now if you search for this result, GPT-3 will automatically give you an SQL query. You can see it here. Select count ID from users were created at 1st of Jan 2020. Now if you want to find the average number of influencers each user ID has or is subscribed to, if you search for that query, GPT-3 will automatically generate a SQL query for you. You can see it here. Up next, we have another example where you can use GPT-3 as a function in Excel or Google Spreadsheets. Here, we have a few state names and their population. If you want to find the population of Michigan, you can select that table and give Michigan as a parameter. GPT-3 will automatically search for the population in Michigan and it will return the result in a few seconds. So it's loading now. You can see it here, 10.31 million. Similarly, if you want to check for Alaska, the total population, you can find it easily using GPT-3. It is loading now and returns the result 603,000 population. Similarly, if you want to find the date in which these states were formed, you can do that as well by giving a few dates of the states, and it will return the result for Alaska. You can see 1906 was the date when Alaska was founded. Next, you can also perform some numerical or mathematical operations using GPT-3. So here we are finding out the sum of two numbers given a table. So now we are calculating the sum of 14 and 40. Now ideally it should return us 54. You can see it here. Now then you can also find the Twitter username of a person given a set of examples. So here you can see we have the person's name and the employer. Now if you are looking for the employer of a certain person's name, it will give you the result. Now if we change it to Twitter username and find a username for a new person, it will return the result. The final application we have is building interactive web and mobile applications. Using the GPT-3 model and the available plugins, you can give the description of the application and its look and feel. GPT-3 will automatically create an application for you. So you can see here the user is typing a website like stripe.com that is about a chat app. So if you click on design, GPT-3 will automatically create an app for you. You can see it here. It says text, video and photos. And if you want, you can go ahead and customize this app as well. Now moving ahead, let's see if GPT is a hype. According to a report, the training process would have required 350 GB of memory and cost nearly $12.6 million. GPT-3 is good beyond doubt. It has been trained with almost the entire internet. There are several downsides and scope for improvement. The authors of the paper have acknowledged the same as well. Here is what Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has to say about GPT-3. He says, "The GPT-3 hype is way too much. It's impressive, thanks for the nice compliments, but it still has serious weaknesses and sometimes makes very silly mistakes. AI is going to change the world, but GPT-3 is just a very early glimpse. We have a lot still to figure out." Now if you want to get access to GPT-3, then please visit the OpenAI website and join the waiting list by filling up the form. And with that, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, then please put it in the comment section of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Stay safe and keep learning.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.